there's a reason why PG-13 movies are almost the new PG. Like they're almost the new fourth quadrant in a sense. G rating is gone. PG is like the very base level of children's fare. And then PG-13 can go from everything from an adult drama, barring like the one or two things I just described, or it could be the Marvel movie that we have facing.
Yeah.
I not that superhero fare or four quadrant movies haven't always been PG-13 as well, but I just think that the wide amount of wiggle room has now shortened because of the abandonment of the G rating.
This is the Off the Break Podcast, your podcast dedicated to current movie theater news, operations, and insights from the people that book the movies.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Off the Break Podcast. I'm Kyle, and joining me today is Shayla and Alyssa.
Hi.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
I apologize for the frigid temperature that is this office space.
No, we're just concerned.
Kyle's locked in an icebox in here.
Yeah.
My office doubles as, or triples as an icebox and as our podcast studio.
We don't have a fridge. We just put our food in Kyle's office.
Yep.
Store this yogurt for me.
Yeah. Thank you.
So hopefully our teeth aren't chattering as we are braving this storm that is my office space. Well, how about we keep things light still by starting things off with this TikTok debate that Shayla has stumbled onto for us?
Yes. So I love seeing when trailers drop on TikTok because the comments are absolutely insane sometimes. But this one was actually I thought it was a really fun comment section because it was just debating. It was like a love triangle debate, like a good old Twilight thing.
Sure.
So if you haven't watched the Eternity trailer yet, it's about a woman and her husband that pass away and they go into this waiting room and you're going to choose who you spend eternity with. And the woman's first husband from when she was like in her 20s or something comes up and is like, hey, I've been waiting for a long time for you to have eternity together. And so the debate is whether she chooses her husband from when she was in her 20s or her current husband.
Right.
Yeah. So there were a lot of different viewpoints on it. A lot of people were saying it's betrayal if you choose the first husband because you spent like years of your life with this person, with the second husband. And I don't think that that's my opinion on things, but I would be curious to hear what you guys think about it.
Yeah, how about you, Alyssa?
I don't know. I mean,
you two are the ones married. I'm not.
Yeah, but we haven't had two husbands.
No, we haven't had two husbands.
No.
I mean, and it's hard, especially in my case. Like Austin and I have been together for 14 years.
Yeah.
And we were like kind of high school sweethearts. So it's like I've only known to be with
Not
him.
kind of. You were.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
So for me, it's hard to envision choosing anyone else.
Yeah.
I know obviously that's not the case for most people, but for me, it'd be hard to choose anybody else.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I've never been curious about anything else or anyone else. So for me, it's kind of an easy choice. But
that's your first husband, though.
yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. For me, it's almost like one and done. Like I know him so well. He knows me so well. I have a hard time imagining anybody else could, especially in those early years of like we were getting to know who we were as people, but we found that out together. And I think that's such a special thing.
That is very sweet.
So it's like, I don't know. For me, I can't imagine with anyone else.
Yeah.
So
That's beautiful.
that is beautiful.
Yeah.
So first
Thanks.
husband, one in the bucket for the first husband.
Yep. What about you?
Which one's hotter? Which one's hotter?
I don't know.
get
They're
down
both
to it.
pretty cute.
So it's what?
Miles Teller
Teller
plays the
and-
second husband, and Callum Turner plays the first one, Mr. Dua Lipa.
Mr.
Yes.
Dua Lipa is, I think he's taken the lead for me
He's
in
the winner.
both areas.
Yes.
Because Cody said something that like really stuck, and she was like, if you don't choose your husband that you've spent 50 years with right away, there's obviously something wrong in that relationship.
I mean, yeah. That's true.
Could that be a twist then? Like in the movie?
I feel like it because they portrayed Callum Turner as like such a good guy, or like, you know, so romantic and everything.
Romantic, so handsome, so chiseled.
And then Miles Teller, they were like, they showed him like having to be taught how to love his wife that he's been with for 50
that is
years.
Kind of the vibe.
And I was like, that's a red flag for me. But again, it's probably a really stressful situation to be in. So I don't know. In this fictional thing, could you imagine?
Already stressing about it.
Yeah, exactly.
On top of stressing about death in and of itself.
That whole premise.
We can just all hold hands in this waiting room together.
I think in general, though, this is a good sign for this movie. I mean, A24 movies can be hit and miss, but they are, in terms of like getting big audience participation, but they are trying to get more into genre fare, trying to get more into 4-quadrant territory, or just trying to get into more general audience territory.
Sure. Definitely.
I think Eternity, based on how things are going with that new trailer being released so far, and like the premise of it, and also with the notion that I think audiences are wanting more love stories, or are wanting more...
And comedic ones, too.
Yes.
Like, obviously there's the serious note to it, but more lighthearted, more funny, and we were talking about that with Regretting You.
Yeah.
It's like, it's nice to have it be a little lighthearted and funny.
Yeah,
and like
the trailer's hilarious.
Yeah, it looks great.
It looks
definitely
really good.
Does. But I think the fact that the trailer is speaking towards the demographics, the correct demographics, and it is getting like that wide appeal, like that could be hopeful for the movie in and of itself. A heads up from it, like, it is from A24, and we did just learn that it is going on a more wider release on the 5th of December. It's going to be limited on the 26th, which I think originally was supposed to be wide on the 26th of November, but I think this is probably a better pivot, just because that first weekend of December is famous for being like a very major dead zone in the year. Yeah. Eternity could capitalize on that, but also it was going to get swallowed up by the Zootopia and Wicked of it all, which could honestly just be jumping right into our next topic anyway. Yeah. So that works perfectly.
Absolutely.
So yeah, in terms of Wicked and Zootopia, obviously that's the big titles that are coming into November, but it's also worth keeping in mind that it's at the end of November for like the Thanksgiving season.
Yes.
But
the 21st.
November is an interesting month because we are seeing bigger titles come into play for that month. Predator, Now You See Me 3.
Yes.
Running Man
2 could have a pop to it. But I think it might be wise to caution movie theaters that while, yes, you should play these titles however you can, but when it comes to Wicked and Zootopia, the majority of audiences are probably going to be choosing those movies. They're going to be saving their dollars. So we're possibly not going to see quite a bump in revenue when it comes to like the Predators or the Running Mans as we would like to have hoped. But that only means that the mass of audiences and the massive amounts of families are going to be attending Wicked and Zootopia.
Oh, yeah.
So just as a caution, if you haven't already, just to be on the safe side, make sure all of your bookings for that are completed. Make sure that you have your advertising ready to go for those movies.
Especially with Zootopia, because it is that Wednesday opening. So that
that's
can
a good
always
point
get
too.
A little
be
funky.
Prepared
so
for Wednesday opening.
Always double check on those.
Yeah, definitely. And get merchandise ready to go as well. Like we have spoken about this, I feel like, over the past year, that merchandising is becoming a big component for the movie theater experience. We talked about that with the popcorn buckets, but I've also mentioned that with like the bigger chains having their own merch when it comes to like blankets or studio merchandise with like, I don't know, toys or memorabilia and stuff like that. So if you are able to make that possible for Wicked or Zootopia, maybe see if there's still time to get involved with that too, because it could be a very good source of revenue.
Definitely. Snapco, Golden Link, Ani, Creative, those are all good companies to reach out to. And sometimes they do have stock left over. So it's worth reaching out and asking.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's unfortunate, though, for like Predator and Running Man. Not that we don't think they will do well, but they're just going to do a little less well than.
Yeah. I'm hoping it's a slope up from the Dead Zone to Wicked.
I think we're climbing that hill right now.
Yeah, I think so.
Haven't reached the top, but a little incline is nice.
Exactly.
Yeah. And November will still be nice because our October, while it has had plenty of good moments, it's not as crowded, it's not as big of a pop as we probably would have liked. No. But we think that November is still going to do well, especially with Wicked and Zootopia. And I'm really hoping to see that the Wicked marketing is going to ramp up soon. I don't know if you guys have seen a lot of it yet, or we're going to see it once November really hits.
We've seen internal stuff like digital assets that
a lot.
Yeah, that I think we've put on our website for our theaters.
Yeah, they're coming through.
Yes, the national marketing campaign has not started just quite yet, I don't think.
I think commercials for football or football has begun, so
there's little tidbits every once in a while,
but
like you
it's
see
coming.
It at Target and stuff. But
yeah, it's coming. And I imagine Zootopia will be the same place.
Yes. Well, and especially with the Wicked Part 1 bring back too, I think they're gonna hit that hard and then be like, hey, go see the first part in theaters before and do a double feature for the new one. I think they'll probably really tie it in with that.
Definitely.
That's a good point about that. Is that is the bring back stuff being opened very wide, do you know, or is it
as far as I know.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
It should be.
Okay.
Yes. I have it in my little single screen theaters.
Oh, okay. So that is.
Yep. It's wide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that will also cause a wrinkle potentially with all the other titles that are coming out.
And people are excited. I've heard audience members from my theater owners. They missed Wicked 1 somehow, some of them, or they just want to see it in theaters again. So they're really excited for the bring back.
Well, I love of course, me loving musical theater, I love the idea of the double feature itself on that Thursday to do part 1.
Yeah.
And then you have a little bit of an intermission and then you go into the new one of you're having that show experience of Act 1 into Act 2 and
to not have kids.
I know.
Well, then in that case, should we just go on to our next topic if we don't have anything else to add on to that?
Get ready for it. Be excited for it.
Yeah.
It's coming.
It is coming.
Definitely. Okay, well, this has been a topic that we have talked about on the podcast before, but I don't think we've really had it from either of your guys' perspectives. It's the ongoing conversation that we kind of have in our office space that we extend out to the public because we need a place to send this out. It's the conversation about film ratings, and the reason why we wanted to bring it back up again was because behind the scenes at our office, we have been waiting for the official rating for Regretting You, and there was just guesses between everyone, almost like a betting pool of whether it's going to be PG-13 or R, and it just got us talking about film ratings again because we all had kind of our own reasons for thinking it could be R, even though it may be warranted for a PG-13 or vice versa. So with that in mind, did you guys, either of you, want to share your thoughts about the whole film rating system feeling wonkier than it really should be, or feeling almost like a thing of the past, maybe even?
Yes. I wrote a blog post, so I looked at the history of it, and
which
it
we
was
will share
really
in
interesting.
Yeah.
It was actually the first rating system was called the Hays Code, and it was really based off of Presbyterian beliefs, so it was very strict and had
crazy to read.
Oh yeah, I don't even think we should say it on. But yeah, it was very outdated and everything, but it had a purpose because it was obviously a very Christian nation at the time, and Hollywood movies were becoming risque, and so it kind of saved their reputation and made it more palatable for the average viewer. But then time went on, and obviously that Hays Code started restricting free speech and covering the civil rights movement and everything, so it was removed, and then it's kind of evolved from there. And now it just seems very subjective. The big thing that I've seen online is between PG-13 and R. It kind of just depends. It seems like it depends on who is rating it at that day. Who's one.
How are we feeling today?
Yeah, exactly. Or their moral beliefs that they have. So one that I saw was The Dark Knight versus The Joker. So The Dark Knight was PG-13, and it had much more violence, graphic violence, than The Joker.
Yeah.
But The Joker was more maybe politically heavy and had a darker emotion or vibe to it.
And definitely the care was more based in trauma, I would say. So
Yes.
a lot of that could weigh
Yeah,
for an audience
definitely.
member, potentially.
Yeah.
But that's so subjective too.
It is so subjective. And if you're like really have just like markers, like specific markers, which I would believe a rating system should have.
Yeah.
Then probably The Dark Knight would have been either rated R2 or they would have swapped ratings.
Yeah, but at the same time, in The Dark Knight, there was no blood. There was no swearing of F-bombs beyond one. And those, I'm pretty sure, are some of the parameters that go into the deciphering between PG-13 and R ratings. But I think, as you were saying, like, over time, things are always going to get so outdated that I think we're now facing a time where the film ratings that we have in place are becoming antiquated. I think that there's a reason why PG-13 movies are almost the new PG. Like, they're almost the new four quadrant in a sense. G rating is gone. PG is like the very base level of children's fare. And then PG-13 can go from everything from an adult drama, barring like the one or two things that I just described, or it could be the Marvel movie that we have facing.
Yeah.
I not that superhero fare or four quadrant movies haven't always been PG-13 as well, but I just think that the wide amount of wiggle room has now shortened because of the abandonment of the G rating.
Yeah, I think that's true. There have been some G-rated movies lately, like Gabby's Dollhouse, and I think one that I saw recently was Charlie Brown. And not saying that Gabby's Dollhouse was faith-based, but Charlie Brown definitely had like aspects of being faith-based in it.
Maybe in the Christmas special.
That what you're... No, it was the most recent like cartoon movie because I remember it being G.
Interesting. Okay.
And I think that maybe that's what they're reserving like G movies for. Now
it's more maybe of a faith-based crowd?
Faith-based in like preschool movies.
Yeah. Okay. And I didn't see that from that perspective, but that could be a sign.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's maybe why there's so little G movies now. But also, the old rating system that they had before PG and PG-13 was it went from general audience to mature audience and then to restricted and then to X-rated.
Right.
So the G movie was where most movies landed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
So
Alyssa,
it's a big swap.
Any thoughts from that?
No, I mean, it's just kind of crazy. It's something that doesn't come into my head really anymore as just like an audience member.
Yeah.
Obviously with kids and everything it comes into a different play, but even from booking standpoints, rated R is just, even that's so widespread on what a movie is.
Because there's a lot of business owners that don't.
That don't know, like or they haven't watched the trailer, and exactly one will be like, "Oh, it's rated R." No, I don't want it.
Yeah,
but you
well,
could
no,
like,
stop.
It's a tame R.
Exactly, it's like there's one
R.
like Roofman was rated R. Like there wasn't much going on in there, but if people had seen that, even like our theater owners, some of them they just go, "Oh, it's R." No, I don't want it.
Yeah, and
so I have to describe like, no, I think this, like, not necessarily Roofman, but like a movie in general, like, oh, I think this is gonna do really well. Here's why it's R.
Yeah.
Here are the things.
Yeah.
Because, sure, there's definitely like freaking like Mortal Kombat. Of course, that's going to be rated R because that's just blood and guts and gore.
Sure, totally.
But that's what you expect. But I think it's worth the research. It's worth, if you see something is rated R, just take a second and see why.
Yeah.
Watch the trailer. Just take that time because it could also be okay. And I think they're worth checking out.
Yeah.
But
and I would personally say that you never want to risk losing out on money.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you can make that possible.
Yeah.
Like, I understand that some people just have their own personal taste and they want that to be part of their characteristics when it comes to their own business. That's totally respectable. But I also think that it would be a mistake if you didn't play something like a Mortal Kombat. If that is,
and it's worth,
Deadpool.
you know what?
Yeah.
Or even
I think every once in a while, I know people obviously know their communities like better than like we would because we're, kind of the outsiders looking in.
Oh, for sure.
But it's worth throwing one in every once in a while. If it's going to be a time where things are slow and we have a gap week, let's make up for it and play a Mortal Kombat. Play stuff. See if your community has changed. And if people are, or if it's, maybe big tourist time, make money on people that maybe you wouldn't usually play and go, whoa, wait a minute. you could be surprised.
Yeah.
And so I think it's always worth, not that you need to take that risk, quote unquote, but I think it's worth looking into and just give it a shot.
Yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, I think that it also would be noteworthy for the organization that deals with film ratings to change some elements of the rating system in general. Although I wonder if they even need to be doing that at all, because now, thanks to the era of streaming, we kind of don't really have parameters for ratings in general, right? I mean, I think that there are streaming movies that do get their ratings, and there are ways to lock out accounts for kids to not access more adult material, but
on the whole, they don't.
Well, and I was looking, and it seems like the age of social media, like the rating system is supposed to follow like the societal norms for the time, but since we have social media, and usually the outliers are the loudest on social media at the moment, I think it's hard to actually pin down what the average consumer is, like where their moral standing is.
Well, and everything's available. Everybody's looking at everything. Yeah. So it's just a crazy time to try and pin down, like, it's just a crazy thing now.
I think it's harder to lock down everything.
Definitely. Everything in every aspect.
Because everything is now more available.
Yeah.
And, Yeah. So, but I think that's also part of the reason why the rating system has skewed, because it's kind of having this push and pull of like, we see the trends to where kids are being exposed to stuff at an earlier age. So maybe they are able to handle more. But at the same time, there's still those older parameters that I think are being stuck on that is causing there to be conflict.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, ratings do protect the theaters. So, I mean, if especially parents that get really upset about things, if they send their kid to something and then they start having nightmares or whatever, then they'll probably go back to the theater and be like, oh, you let my kid watch this. How dare you?
Yeah, that's also another issue is parents. And that's always been an issue, right?
That's always been an issue.
It's always been
Absolutely.
an issue, but it's a never-ending one, and I'm sorry about that.
No, don't be sorry. It's lack of accountability.
Yeah.
If I ever start doing that, shoot me in the head. I swear.
I think that means you're a good parent, Shayla. But yes, despite us feeling lost, and I'm sure despite some business owners also feeling lost, there are resources that you can direct for your own business and your own staff, but also to parents as well. You can go to filmratings.com. There's a section where they supply resources from other different parts of like the film rating system that breaks stuff down a bit better. They help explain and just caution, or even give other resources outside of filmratings.com where they're parent friendly and they have like a much bigger breakdown of like what is like good for kids versus what is not good for kids on a much bigger level than even just a simple rating description would. Yeah. So those resources are available.
There. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely.
So anything else to add on to that before we get to the final topic?
I thought a little fun tidbit was that the PG-13 rating was not created until 1984, and that was because of Indiana Jones' Temple of Doom, which we learned from Kyle and the beating heart scene.
Well, Drew came in with the help with that as well. I remembered it being a Spielberg movie, but he obviously knew like what the specific.
So. Absolutely.
No, yeah.
Ripping a heart out of a guy's chest. That's fine.
Under PG rating.
Under PG rating.
What a different time.
Ever changing.
Yes.
So let's talk about our final horror popcorn bucket pick, Carrie, the original Carrie. And this was from Drew as well. And I think it's safe to say that he wins in choosing the most scariest movie.
Yes, that was terrifying. I think we all have very different opinions about this movie.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. And also, I don't think we need to describe this movie. It's a classic for a reason. And
yes. Yep. Absolutely.
There's also Google.
Yes, definitely.
Also true. Wait, there's like what, 3 versions of it?
I
thought there was a random one I saw.
There was
the 1976 was the original, and then there was a 2000s one, and then the 2019 one.
2010.
2010. Okay.
Yeah. And that was the first one I saw. And I'm glad that I finally saw the original, obviously.
Yeah.
Because even without knowing much about like Carrie going into seeing like the latest one that was made, I could just tell that it was not a good movie.
Yeah.
Whatever they were trying to do from the original, it was just not working.
Yeah.
No.
And I'm so glad that I watched this one because I thought it was great.
Yeah.
This movie is so good to me. And it's obviously so sad, though.
Yeah, it
Like,
is really sad.
The horror is not just like coming from the climax of, you know, her and like the demon powers that we see that she is possessed with like throughout, but then it all comes to like a head at like the climax of the movie. But it's also just sad on a personal level because it's that relatable factor of like trying to fit in.
Yeah.
And maybe even being like being pigeonholed or like just not being able to live life as much as you really should, that you're having barriers being put up by the figures that you trust in your life, even though they have their own issues to work through as well. So yeah, just on a personal level, very sad, as well as like the horror stuff being very scary.
Yeah. She just couldn't catch a break. It was like, I was watching it at here and I was like, oh my God, like get back in there, Tyr. This is bad. And like,
I think
I was so sad.
It's impressive that you see the writing on the wall for what will happen to that character, character Carrie, but yet when it all comes like to that rising climax and then it just becomes like the chaos in that gymnasium that it becomes, like you still are horrified. Like it's still scary, even though like everything is like it's not gonna work out well. Guys, I'm sorry.
I know, it's like really suspenseful. Like you're really on the edge of your seat the whole entire time. The only time I wasn't like really stressed out is when they were all dying in the gym. I was like, oh, f them all. Like sorry.
It's funny because you see like the old school style of filmmaking that I think people, especially younger people, would make fun of and be like, that can't possibly be scary. That doesn't look that good. It works wonders. Like it's crazy good.
Yeah, I think they did actually do a good job.
It still holds up very well.
The only thing I really found disgusting was whoever was filming the teenage fantasy stuff. I thought that was very strange.
Oh, like the opening title?
The opening scene, and then when she like after the gym scene where like that obviously that traumatic thing happened to her, and I have a hard time like separating in good movies the character from the actor, obviously, and that it's like a fake, you know, it's a story.
Yeah.
But like when she went in the bathtub and she was nude and like I was like, oh my God, not only did this horrible thing happen to this girl, but she also has a peeping Tom. Like, this is really sad.
Yeah. A part of me wonders if, because this is from a Stephen King book.
Yeah.
It's Brian De Palma, who's a director that's a man, obviously.
Yeah.
I do wonder if they fell into the trap of trying to push it a bit too much in terms of like, this young woman that obviously is dealing with the troubles that a young woman faces, but they just push it a bit too far in terms of like not glorifying it, but in terms of like making it more of an event than instead of just keeping it a bit more closer to the chest, if that makes sense. I mean, just not making a spectacle out of it.
I don't know. I think it was making a spectacle out of it.
Yeah.
And for me, it was a huge turnoff for me.
Gotcha.
Because I was like, this is so... It's creepy, but it's for me, it wasn't adding anything to the movie. No. For me, it was like, really this is...
gross.
I mean...
Okay.
Yeah.
From a woman watching it, and I know I'm more like woke than others, I guess, but I was like, this is a male director perv who is watching somebody massage their breasts, so many naked girls.
Yeah.
That is not necessary.
Like the locker room whole thing, the nudity, and them like running around was like... It was like just shoot a porno at this point.
And that's what it felt like. So it was like, no. And then even Carrie, we zoom in on Carrie in the whole shower scene, and it's all of her close up and her like everything. And I'm like, this is not it.
In a really traumatic moment.
Yeah.
Like,
which, and in the book, I wanted to read more of the book before I watched the movie because I hadn't done either yet.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And the scene is pretty on par with how the book starts and everything, which was I liked, but no,
was he writing about? No, like
no, he was not.
Because I mean,
about
about like making it like sexualizing it. Like was
not
he,
at least not to me from reading it. No, it was
Okay.
like them in the locker room, her obviously them being naked and like, I mean, I guess also like she's supposed to be ugly.
Yeah.
Ugly, acne, like full out.
Yeah.
And she's gorgeous.
Oh my God, Sissy Spacek is
She's
incredibly
gorgeous.
stunning.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
Probably
Which
for
that's
the
fine.
but-
Probably for the time period, not traditional beauty, but even
True.
still, you're looking at.
I mean,
Do you think so? Because she had
don't
long
know.
blonde
No, that's
hair.
just
she
that's
was
just my
skinny.
guess. That's just
Yeah.
my guess.
I think.
I wouldn't.
I mean, maybe it's
I agree with
having
you
the
guys.
leading lady
Yeah.
be beautiful
Yeah.
versus somebody who wasn't. They were afraid people wouldn't come. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's of the time.
Yeah, I think so. I guess we're just speculating at this
True,
point.
we are.
Yeah.
Us youngins over here.
but you do think that adds to the story, like that's a helpful.
I mean, I guess we'll chime in here. I did not like the movie. I didn't think it was scary. I didn't think I wasn't suspended or like I didn't think it was suspenseful. I didn't think anything. Maybe it's because I was upset a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Which definitely adds a filter to it. There was so much slapping.
Yeah.
Like again, the teacher slapping the student to me is hilarious. I was like, God damn you, that bitch. But
Oh my
but
God.
and then but the so awkward scene with John Travolta and her with them in the car when they're like trying to make out, and then he slaps her, and then she's like, "Oh no, I love you." He's like, "No, you don't." Oh, okay, yes, no, you don't. And there was like 50 slaps in that scene. I was like,
Yeah.
"What's happening? This is whack."
That's called not being in a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I know that, but like for me, I was like, "What is this?"
It
This
feels
was just
a bit
mess.
disjointed.
To
and a
me,
bit
it
messy.
did.
Yeah,
But
It
I
did-
just, I don't know. For me, I just, like you said, I just felt sad. Movie just made me feel sad.
yeah.
But to me, it wasn't, I don't know.
The sadness
Didn't hit for me.
Right. The sadness definitely could be too much for being able to enjoy the movie.
I think
would
so.
say.
Yeah.
Like there's
But I
definitely
don't- yeah.
it is a tough watch. Like there are
It's a really tough watch.
yeah.
But I don't know. So that was just my point of view. But
yeah.
I think it was so sad to me that it was really scary to me. Like, especially as
yeah.
a mom, like,
Yeah.
and there's real kids that are like experiencing bullying like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
maybe not as like physically bad as that, but like you just feel like the doom and despair that Carrie has. And then like her being so uplifted before the gym scene and
Yeah.
then it coming crashing down was like, oh, it was way too much for me. I will never be watching that movie ever again.
Did you think that it worked though with using the jock character to ask her to prom and have the night feel as special as it did? Was that all working for you? Do you think it stuck the landing from for it trying to succeed as much as it did?
Yeah, especially like, I mean, I feel like usually in that scene I'd be kind of creeped out, but like even when he kissed her, it felt like authentic and like I don't know, it felt like he really wanted her to have a great time, and maybe he was like, "Oh, she is beautiful," like you know,
Yeah.
even if it didn't go on after that.
I kind of wish I saw more of him. Well, I don't know. I would at first say like I wanted to see more of him, like getting his realization that he was seeing like her as like, oh, just a normal girl, just a normal
Yeah.
person, and it's a shame that everyone was so mean to her. But I think that's because I'm thinking about it from like modern movie standpoints of that being addressed to me so much. Whereas when I think back on those scenes, I'm like, no, like there was cues over time as he's like talking to her and getting to know her, leading up to like their dance sequence of like, oh, he genuinely is having a good time with her.
yeah.
I didn't even think
Because he
that-
wasn't in on it, right? Him
No,
and her,
him and the girlfriend.
they were actually trying to do something
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, they were doing something nice. He had to do a bit more of pushing to make
Right,
it happen, but he still in
Yeah.
the end like had a good moment with it.
Yeah, and he was like original golden retriever himbo boyfriend. I felt like, you know.
Yeah.
So, and like his scenes without the girlfriend or Carrie like really just solidified that he was kind of a good guy too.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. The girl that bullies Carrie, it was just so crazy that she hates her so much that before they even like do any sex or anything, that she just way quickly was like, I just have to get this out there. I hate Carrie. I'm
know,
like, that is
right. Yeah,
that is a
crazy.
next level of hate.
Yeah, and they killed a pig. She was really a scary character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was just nothing supernatural about that character either.
No, she was just evil, like
Yeah.
mean.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I didn't really like the scene either where she was, where she had the bucket and they were like showing her like playing with her lips with her fingers and stuff. I thought that was really strange. It kind of took me out of the scariness.
Tries to add to the creepy factor of it.
Yeah.
I think is what they were going for.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work, you know.
It didn't work on me. I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, very scary. I actually watched it in high school and I blocked it out of my memory.
I mean,
it was
rightfully
scary.
so.
That's a rough time to watch it.
What'd you guys think about like the mother character and the gym teacher before we wrap it up?
I like the gym teacher.
Okay.
The mother was, I don't know.
I mean,
she was too much for me. I didn't think. I don't know.
Gotcha.
But again, I'll be quiet because I just didn't like the
No,
movie, so-
I would be quiet.
No, I think that all viewpoints here are very important, you know?
Yeah, no, I didn't think. I don't know.
I think the mom character. I mean, I think as I've gotten older, I think I've realized more and more that there's never such thing as being over the top.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it's very realistic that a mom can unfortunately act that way towards a daughter.
Oh,
or
for
towards
sure.
any
That
kid.
for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that
Yeah.
actress, I'm spacing on her now. I don't have notes with me,
But she was nominated for an Oscar, and I can't remember Carrie's name now. She was too.
Sissy Spacek, yes.
Yes, they both were.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, back when Oscars voted for horror movies.
Oh, and it was one of the, because I was reading up on it a bit, and it was one that was like, oh, hey, no, horror movies are a thing. Like,
Oh,
these
yeah.
can be good movies.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think in the
definitely.
70s, that's really when they started
Yeah.
becoming like quote unquote cinema, or when people pegged them as cinema.
They were not allowed in America before the 60s. So,
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well,
and especially before 1968. That's when they changed the rating policies.
yeah, that could make
Yeah.
sense because like one of the iconic zombie movies, what is it? Night of the Dead? Night of the Living Dead?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that was like a very pivotal moment for like horror, and that
Yes.
was in like the late 60s. So that probably
Yes.
is a factor as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. I thought that I was really confused by the gym teacher in the gym scene because was she laughing at Carrie with the pig's blood on her? Because it showed a
You
scene.
know,
I think that was Carrie's point of view.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
Of
what
that,
I thought too.
everyone's laughing
Yeah.
at me.
Yeah.
Which was not happening.
Okay, I didn't think
But,
so either.
I had
Was
that
what
for
I
a
took from it.
second,
Yeah.
but I came around to that
Yeah.
same thought.
So I was
too.
like,
Yeah.
no way.
Yeah.
And then,
yeah.
yeah.
And then the mom was really, really insanely creepy too. When she was talking about the dirty pillows or whatever, I was like, I'm gonna shut this off. This is like, it made me nauseous. Like when she talked about that.
Yeah.
Like it was scary.
I think it definitely speaks to something that we have such strong reactions to an older horror movie. And I
Yeah.
don't really know if I've had that in current horror movies. As much as there have been good horror movies. I mean, we talked about Barbarian, for example. That did it for me, but not to the same level as Carrie did.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's interesting that
I think it's cool that an older movie can
still
elicit those kind of reactions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
For sure.
That's probably what it speaks to, for sure.
It makes me wonder about like if we've actually progressed in time because I don't even think a movie like that could be made just like right now.
Got made
without-
in 2010.
I mean, but did it have the same like religious like impact?
No.
Yeah.
No, not for the 2010s. And it was
Yeah.
also bad, so no one cares.
Yeah. I think that's what's so creepy about it because that it was like really being like, oh yeah, this religious part of it was
And I
really affecting her.
wouldn't be shocked in the 70s. I mean,
I bet this movie,
that,
when it came out, was...
that it ruffled feathers. I'm
Yeah.
sure it
Oh,
did.
absolutely.
just-
For sure.
It was successful probably, but it also ruffled feathers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was probably made for younger audiences. I think the 70s was the time for younger people to rebel against religion
Yeah.
and stuff like that too.
Oh yeah. A
Yeah.
lot of 70s films I would say had like more of an edge to them
Yeah.
as compared to the 50s and 60s where I think someone argued that was like the more sanitized times of movie going, barring the
yes.
exception, but
Yeah.
70s
For
were
sure.
when there was a lot of change happening with like what was being shown.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, We all didn't agree on the movie, but that's all right.
That's all right.
At least we got to share our thoughts with everyone, and it was just fun to watch it. So one of you two can choose the movie because it's our next segment, martial arts movies.
Hey, go ahead.
Okay. All right. They're all folded the same. Enter the Dragon.
Oh, let's go.
All right. We're going to kick off with Enter the Dragon then.
What a strong start.
Awesome.
This is going to be where everyone is not in, like, it's not in anyone's wheelhouse, but I think it's going to be exciting for it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. I've been wanting to watch more martial arts movies. Yeah, I put in one that I watched a long time ago, but I don't really have any emotional connections to it. So yeah,
it's just fun to watch. I feel like
maybe it blocked out of your memory as well.
Yeah, probably. I'm a little worried. I wanted to put in Pootie Tang, but Ken said no.
Not office appropriate. You think?
He said it was not a martial arts movie.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know martial arts movies very well, so
yeah, so I strayed away from it.
Well, we should be back for that, talking about that next week. But in the meantime, everyone just have a great weekend. And again, just gear up for the busy November that's coming, especially with Wicked and Zootopia. And otherwise, we'll be back real soon.
Hang in there.
Take care, everybody.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.